Graduation, graduation, graduation. So, hey, I'm Hanifa Griffith. I wanted to talk about graduation blues. Um, so, this is the first time I'm making a video like this on my channel, so bear with me. Am I nervous? Yes, I am. But yeah, my name is Hanifa, born and raised in Trinidad and Tobago. Came across to the States in 2015 and I've been going to school ever since. Yeah, you heard it here first. Going to school ever since. And this year is my last year. Finished my master's at Howard University, HU. And yeah, I have a lot of feelings right now. And you know, one thing about me, I will go on YouTube and be like, day in our life of or feelings after graduation. I would look for like other people to talk about it. Damn, I can't hold this shit. Damn, I might have to. I like to hear other people talk about it, and it just gives me a sense of peace, I guess, or like a sense of community, because then it can be like, oh, you feel that way, I feel that way too. How can we support each other while we go through this whole thing? So like, this is what I want this video to be for other people who may be feeling this way and looking for like somebody else to talk about the experience. So yeah, one of the things I've been realizing is when you hear people say like, oh my god, I graduated, the first thing that comes to your mind is like, oh my god, they must be so happy because they get to, you know, they're finished with this chapter of their life. So like, the preconceived notion I had about graduation, it was that it was 100% like happiness, you know, happiness for the family, happiness for the person who's graduating, and people, you know, like their social group after that. And while that is the case, you know, it's very happy to know that you completed something and that yeah, you complete something. But the other emotions that I've been feeling is one, being very overwhelmed. Two, I think all of it comes from being overwhelmed, to be quite honest. But two, like thinking about next steps, or what does my future look like? You know, where we'll be living, where did my career go? Like, you always like, you're thinking about these things to the point where, at least for me, it feels like in this moment I'm paralyzed by those feelings. Is because you have so much things to like think about or try to achieve that it's like, oh my god, where do I go next? And then on top of that, dealing with grief in terms of, I guess mourning, if you want to say that, in terms of like change in plans. So for me, I always dreamt of myself staying in the States. I've always dreamt of me living here, but in the past 3 years, so started in COVID, I have been slowly like changing my mind. But while I'm changing my mind, I'm also being held captive by the dreams that I had, you know, growing up. So it's like you have these two things, but you feel obligated to the first one because like you put your whole life into that. And for me right now, thinking about choosing the other path feels like I am betraying me, like younger me. And I don't know how to like allow present version me to be happy without the guilt of letting down past version me. And then of course that past vision and this vision a little bit kind of like going through people pleasing tendencies. So it's been a lot to say the least. So I'm really dealing with those things, and I just wish people would talk about post-grad feelings, not a year from now, not like a few months from now, like right now, because it's activated. It's present. It's not gonna wait until, oh yeah, you graduated 365 days ago. Boom, graduation blues. This is how you're supposed to feel. No, it was like such an immediate thing to the point where I was feeling bad for feeling sad and overwhelmed and upset. Like I was like, no, I have to be happy. Look at me, so happy. Because I felt like that is the only emotion I was allowed to feel. So I kind of stuffed everything down. But now that it's been a few days since graduation, it's been hitting me more, especially when there's deadlines coming up, like me having to think about a new place to live and how I wouldn't have like months, or at least the time frame that I would like to just be still and think, because it just feels like a hamster race, it's like continuously happening at such a fast rate. So a lot of the decisions that I have to make, they have a deadline, and in true fashion, I've been avoiding the thoughts of coming up with a decision. So yeah. So it's like I'm not even getting the ability to process shit. It's just happening. So that's another thing. Let's not even get started on the whole being an international student having applied for OPT, because that by itself, I don't like it. 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 So for y'all who may not know, as an international student, we are not, well, at least international student in the US, we are not allowed to and I'm gonna say that we have to apply for this thing called OPT, which is, I don't know, but I'm gonna put it here, something practical training. One of those words are right. So I'm just gonna hopefully just put it here. That's what OPT is, and you are given, holding up this thing is raising my shoulder, but yeah, you have 1 year extra after graduation, of course, to get work experience in a company in the States. So you're not limited into, well, you are, because the job has to be in your field, but it's not limited to on-campus jobs, which is hard to get. But this allows you to work off campus for an extra year. The job that you do find has to be tied to your major that you studied, so you can't have gone to school for engineering and work in Target. That's not the thing. You have to look for an engineering job. And you have an extra year. If you're in STEM, you have the ability to extend your stay. I don't know for how long. I don't know how long the extension is, because I have a friend who's been here for 3 years on his OPT. But depending on what you study, you get that time frame. So me, I studied arts, so I didn't study STEM, so I only have 1 year. With that OPT talk card, it kind of looks like a green card in a sense, but of course it's not a green card, so only have it for a year. You can travel in and out the country, like the US, with that OPT card, only after you have gotten a job. But yeah, I say all that to say that applying for OPT has also been, or thinking about applying for OPT has also been nerve-wracking, just because recently, as I said before, my dreams are changing. And what I once wanted, staying here, is not what I want right now. And I would love to travel the world, but it feels like the choice that I have to make the choices feel very life-changing, I should say, because to me, how I'm thinking about it is, if I decide to travel, that means I'll be giving up living in the States. But then if I decide to live in the States, traveling is not going to look like how I want it to look. And I'm having a very hard time deciding. Actually, my hands are shaking. Damn. I'm having a very hard time deciding which one I want to do. And then I think to myself, like, do I have to choose? Like, does it have to be a choice? Does it have to be like either or? Can I have both of them at the same time? That's the thing. I don't know. I can like try, but I don't know if that's what I want. Maybe I'm an extremist at that, in that sense. Maybe. But yeah, it's been very hard trying to figure out what to do, because I feel like if I leave here, I won't be able to come back. And I don't know if that's like a good thing to think, or if, I don't know. But that's just how I think about it. If I leave here, it's like I don't know when I'm coming back. So yeah, definitely dealing with that. So it's just been a lot. And I feel like, yeah, I'm happy because I graduated from the dream school that I've always wanted to go to, Howard University. But also the coexisting emotions is that I'm sad and overwhelmed and going through some pressure. So it's like, how do I allow those two things to coexist and not to like lean into one more than the other, and vice, yeah. So yeah, that is I guess my graduation blues. My hands are shaking. I don't know, maybe what did Brene Brown call it? Vulnerability threw up. That's what I feel. But yeah, that's my graduation blues, and I think at some level I would also want to document like what I choose and X, Y, and Z. So maybe this should be like a cute little series. How do you feel? I'm feeling it. So yeah, yeah, be a cute little vulnerability. Nope, it'll be a cute little series. And maybe when I look back at it, I'll be like, oh my god, that's the choice that we made. Who would have thought? So we'll see. I have until August, I think, or July to decide with OPT. And then for the other thing, which, do I want to see what it is? I don't know. Sometimes people have bad mind, but it's like, what would I think people have bad mind? But at the same time, it's like, I want to keep this to myself. But also, I want to like, you know what, I'm not going to say it as yet. Just know it's out of the country, out of the US, but not home. So, yeah. But that's the video. Maybe I'll make this into a series. Okay, peace.